Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So with Splendor over here, here is Marvel Splendor. I'm going to show you a little bit about the differences. You're going to see the Marvel box. It looks like they might be exactly the same. Looks about the same width. As you can see, just a different guy on the front of it there. So when you open this up, you're going to see the rule book, which would be put right here. And then with the Marvel one, you're going to see the rule book right here. So it's kind of funny how it's the same thing. These gems that are sitting up there, as you can see. I think it comes across really, really well. Let me zoom in a little bit on that. You can see. So when you open up the rule books, let's see if there's any differences. You're going to have the components almost exactly the same layout here. Almost. So very little differences. The rule books are about the same length. There's a couple extra rules in the Marvel one. But for the most part, they're very, very clear in what you're getting and what you're able to do there. As you see here, a lot of it is sort of the same. So you're going to have the yellow tokens. The chips feel almost exactly the same. They're all double-sided. Usually, sometimes you'll see them go cheaper on this version, but they really didn't. You can see there's an extra set here, which will be the shield ones. These are act as wilds during the game. So you do have one set that's a little bit different. And then you're going to have your cards, the same amount. Let's see here. These are the green ones. So you're going to have a few of these you can see here. You're going to have this up the side of what you're getting, the number, and the victory points. Same thing over here, except for you use circles, and this is like squared off a little bit. So not a huge big difference here between the cards of what you get. I feel like there's more of these level 3s here than what you're getting with this. Oh, this is level 1, that's why. So this is level 1, and they're thick. You can kind of see the back of the cards is more Marvel, where this one is going to have the Splendor on it. The cards feel like they're about the same quality. I don't feel anything. These original ones might be a little bit nicer, but nothing to write home about, to be honest. The Marvel one's going to have all the characters from it, which work fine. This is going to have more drab, boring. Is that fine? I mean, if you're not a Marvel fan, you're not going to like that at all. But I mean, that's just a door to like a cabin or something? I don't know. But the components look pretty much the same. So one of the differences, let's see here, you're going to get these cards right here, which will be what you're trying to grab. So you're trying to grab these during the game, and you have a whole bunch of these that will be used, and you only use a couple in each game, you can see here. And this one, you're going to have the Infinity Gauntlet. So what you can do is when somebody has 16 points, a green chip, and one of each, and you can grab this, and this will end the game versus trying to get to a number of victory points over here. You're not going to have quite as many of these that are in it, but they are double-sided, so you can kind of shake that up a little bit. That does hurt the variability and variety just a tad that you'll have in the game. But this one, you'll also have this Avenger one. So some of the cards will have Avenger markers on it, in this case right here. So once you get 3 of those, whoever has the most, so once you get 3, you'll grab this. Then if somebody gets one more than you, then they can grab it and steal it from you. It's like victory points that go back and forth. So that's a main difference. So these two, rather than just getting certain victory points and you win, this triggers the end of the game. And then you kind of victory points, unless you're the last person to go in order, then obviously you would win. And then this can go back and forth. So those are the main differences. Otherwise, you have a few of these, but nothing else is very noticeable. So one little rule change, not a whole lot. The components I feel like are just as good. The card stock might be a tad bit better on this one, but otherwise they look very similar. If you like Marvel, you get this one. If you don't like Marvel, you'll get that one. So I think that's the main difference between these two sets, is really going to be, do you like Marvel or not? This is the one we're going to keep just because we're a Marvel family. My kids like it. It's very easy to get them into this. The rule changes aren't enough that we'd want to go back to this vanilla. You do have a little more variety in those council cards that you're going to get, but you do have a little bit of the Avenger thing going back and forth, and adds another layer of strategy to it. So there we go. We're going to be sticking with Marvel Splendor. Your mileage may vary depending on if you like this IP or not.